How are you doing, my little Photoshop magicians? Fred here, your best friend when it comes to Photoshop and art. So today we are going to create this artwork here, and I called it face inside because it looks like her face is inside, and I'm not really good at creating names, so ta-da! When you effed up and you wanna hide. Almost 2000 likes, which is not bad, right? Just like always, before we start our tutorial, I would like to remind you that if you go to learnfromfred.com, you can access all of my premium classes for free. You can start creating all these crazy artworks. You can learn how to do animations in After Effects. You can learn how to do animations in Photoshop, how to use 3D functions in Photoshop, and so much more. And you can start all of this for free for a whole month. With that said, let's get into our tutorial. This tutorial is probably going to be a little bit long, so make sure to have some drink with you. For example, I have cola with... What? Did you drink my cola? Okay, I don't have anything, so it's going to be really long. So first of all, we need to start by importing the image, and you can find the link to the image in the description of the video, just like always. And yeah, we just need to make sure it's big enough, so we need to bring the face really close. And just like always, I'm going to delete this background layer, it's so useless. Let's go to filter and let's go to camera raw filter. We always start by changing the colors of our artwork because that's very important to make sure it's really beautiful. And here you can just copy my numbers. As you can see, I added a little bit of violet, and I also added a little bit of blue, and we can see it's here that it's a little bit blue and violet, the colors on the image. I decrease the contrast because when we decrease the contrast, we can actually manage the colors much better, and I also increase the vibrance so we can see that beautiful colorful colors. Colorful colors? Can you say that? And also I made the texture maximum. And by the way, if you don't have the latest version of Photoshop, then you're most likely not going to have here texture. This is actually a pretty cool thing. It helps you to make sure that the skin on your face, your beautiful skin, just like mine, is visible really well. Because if you make it to -100, then it's going to be really smooth, and then the artwork is not going to be as alive as it could be if you could see all the things that you have on the face and on the... Why I'm showing at my hands? Anyway, you get what I mean, right? And now we need to go here to Hsl Adjustments. So again, here we can control each color separately. We can make reds orange, or make them pink, and so on. We can make yellows green or orange, and so on. And again, you can just copy my numbers, and as you can see, I made sure that everything is really red and really orange. With that said, let's just go and click that sweet OK button. My hair is a house. How do you say that? Anyway, it looks horrible. Now let's go and create a new layer. We don't need it right now, but we will need it later. And now we need to go and select... Wait, Curvature Pen tool. Yeah. And so that's the pen tool that, as you can see, it's here. You can just click right button here and select the curvature pen tool. So not the normal one, but the curvature one. Okay, that's very important because that pen tool actually helps us to create automatically curved lines. And before you start using it, make sure you have here all the parameters just like mine. And we can just click and click and click and click. So basically you just click and it automatically curves the line. And I'm just gonna speed up this probably. So as you can see, I'm almost done, and then I just click on the first point and boom, now it's a shape. And you probably wonder, why did we do that? Well, if you are good at using your brain, and I hope you are, then you'll remember that we actually had this face cut out and pushed it down. Just like here, that's why we cut it out, so we can then push it down. So, but now we need to turn this path into a selection, so we can just go and click that selection button. No, yeah, click that selection button, we'll just click OK, and see the magic. Ta-da! Now it's a selection, it's not a path anymore. So now I need to create a copy of my layer here. You can just hold Alt or Option and then click and drag up. As you can see, copy created. And now when you have a copy, we have to go and click that create mask button. Boom, as you can see, mask is created. So this basically means that now on this layer we're going to have only the face. Now I'm gonna do something really tricky, so make sure to pay attention, my dear friends. So I'm gonna copy this mask onto this layer, and you can do that by holding Alt or Option again. So you just hold Alt or Option and then you click and drag the mask down. Boom, here. As you can see, now we have it there as well. And look what's gonna happen now. Now I'm gonna select that mask. Okay, very important. And then we have to invert the mask. As you can see now, black and white have changed the positions. In order to invert the mask, you can just click Ctrl or Command plus I. And why did we do that? Look at the magic. We can just take this layer, we can bring it down, So as you can see now, the face is below everything else, and then we can just use our move tool and we can just click and drag the face down. Look at that. You didn't expect that, right? I mean, be honest with me, you didn't, right? So now, as you can see here, we have this kind of problems. We have an eyebrow, we have the eyelashes. Is that how it's called, right? I don't know. And we're gonna delete them. So that's why we have to, that's why we created this empty layer before. We just select it, and then we're gonna use spot healing brush tool. As you can see, I have selected already here. And also when you select it, make sure you have all the parameters just like mine. Sample layers, very and very important. Okay, just click it, don't make me angry. And that's why first of all we need to turn off this mask. So if you just hold shift and click on the mask, it's going to be cancelled basically. And as you can see now, we don't see it anymore. Or you can just click right button and choose disable mask. So now when we have done this, we need to go and select our beautiful stamp tool. Where is it? Somewhere here. Yeah, here, this one. Here I have selected it. And also make sure you have all the parameters just like mine here. Okay, except flow, this needs to be 100%. I'm gonna change it now. Okay, this needs to be all layers. So as you can see, I changed the flow to 100%. So how this works, I mean, I think you know how this works, no? Okay, if you don't, then I will explain it to you. So this basically helps us to copy parts of the image and then paste it in somewhere else. So basically, in order to copy this part and paste it here so we don't see the eyebrows, we can actually hold Alt again. You just hold Alt everywhere. You see, Alt or Option is just the ultimate thing in Photoshop. You just hold it everywhere. So again, we just hold Alt or Option, and then when you hold it, you're gonna get this kind of icon. That means you're holding Alt or Option. And now if you just click here, boom, you just click it. As you can see now, if you just click here, this means Photoshop will take this place and just paste it here. And now I can just draw, boom, look at that. And this plus icon basically shows you what exactly you are copying. So as you can see now, we need to do it again. I just copy here and then just paste it there. So again, just copy and paste, copy and paste. As you can see, I copied it in the skies, and then I just paste it there. I copy the skin again, boom, and I just paste it so we don't have the eyelashes there. And it's a process that you need to work on, and if you're doing it first time, then most likely you're going to be really bad at this, and okay, just open the window and jump out. Or you can try harder, more and more, and you'll get really good at this. So it's your choice. So now as you can see, I'm done, and this looks just magnificent. As you can see, we don't have the eyebrows and eyelashes here on the border. And now I will go and you just have to click on the mask, boom, once, and it's automatically going to enable the mask. And or you can just click right button and choose enable mask. And now the problem is that here we see this kind of things here, like what we actually drew. So we don't want to see this part of the face. It needs to be a really smooth thin border, and that's why we select this layer. And look what's gonna happen right now. Look at this trick. We're gonna take this mask and copy it here. Who would have expected, right? Yeah, we just have it done 1,000 times. So again, just select this mask, you hold Alt or Option, and then you just click and drag it there in order to copy. Boom. As you can see now, this is gone because we have a mask here. And now it just, look at this. This is already so beautifully, much beautiful than you and me together, right? So now I just repositioned my face a little bit to the right and a little bit down, so it looks creepier, because that's what we like. Now what we're gonna do, now we actually want to create shape here where the empty space is, so we can actually fill it up. And for that, we're just gonna go and select our rectangle tool, and again make sure you have here shape, and make sure this is like that. And yeah, you don't really need the gradient here. We're gonna change it anyway, so you don't pay attention to the fill and stroke and blah blah blah. So we're just gonna draw a rectangle there, and I changed the color, but again we're gonna change it later as well, so this is not a big deal. Please don't cry, stop crying, okay? And now we need to take this rectangle and bring it down, and when we do that, as you can see, boom, now we see it here. And yeah, it's just there, okay? So that's what we need. And now we're actually gonna go and change the colors, because we need them to be darker and we need them to be more similar to the skin color. Now we just select the rectangle, and we can go and select the rectangle or this arrow here, doesn't really matter. So now when we have any of them selected, we see this fill here again. We can just go and change the colors, okay? So just make sure you're on the rectangle, and here, look, first of all, I will change the angle a little bit, just a bit, just a bitty. And now let's go and change the color. In order to do that, you can just go here and you just click ding ding double. You just click double on the color, boom boom, and now it's opened. And now you can actually just copy my color here if you want to have the exactly same colors. You can see I made it really pink, like dark pink, something like that. Let's just click OK, and then we need to do the same to the first color as well. And again, you can just copy my colors and a little bit darker. Look at that, you can just copy this code here, and boom. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. I feel so good already. Now actually what we're gonna do, I want to change the direction of this gradient. So I want the darker color to be up here and the brighter color to be a little bit down. And for that reason we just go again to our gradient and we change the angle. Boom, chicka boom. Now we need to go to our rectangle and we need to click right button on the rectangle. And when we do that, now we need to go and choose convert to smart object. So we need to convert it into a smart object. So because I mean we don't want it to be stupid his whole life, right? At some point he needs to get smarter. And now we just go to filter and we go to noise. No, we don't. Wait, what am I doing? We go to filter, we go to noise, and we go to add noise. Boom. So, and as you can see right now I have it too much, and that's why we see this horrible thing right now happening here. So I'm just gonna adjust it. I'm gonna put it somewhere. So just make sure you have distribution uniform and monochromatic is not checked. Make sure this is 10. You can make it 10, 11, doesn't really matter. Okay, let's just click that OK button, and good job guys, good job. I'm so proud of you. Please buy me cola. Now you have to guess what is the next step. I give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, time is up. I tricked you. We're going to add this shadow here. Look at that, you see, and we're going to do that manually, which means we're going to draw it with the brush tool. So let's go and create a new layer, as you can see, and it needs to be above this layer here. So basically it needs to be above the face but below everything else. And when we did that, we just need to go and select our brush tool. As you can see, I did that already here. So also here a few things very important. First of all, you need to make sure your color is black. Okay, then go here and just click here and make sure your hardness is on 0. So it needs to be really smooth, and also opacity 30% and flow around 10%. These are the perfect numbers for creating shadows manually. And now we're just gonna go and draw. You just draw, as you can see, you start drawing a little bit, and then you draw more and more and more and more if you want to make it darker. As you can see, it's already getting pretty good. And I'm also drawing a little bit here, yeah, as you can see, in order to make this part also darker. So if you're doing this first time, then it will be difficult for you, I guess, and you will have to delete the layer and create it again and again and again, unless you make it perfecto, because we are here all about perfection, guys. If your artwork is not perfect, then just don't even bother. Okay, just why do you even live? Like, seriously. I mean, you know I'm kidding, right? I love you, probably. I'm just gonna speed this up. So at this point I realized that this is too dark and it is too much, and I want to make it a little bit less, and you can encounter that as well. And for that I'm just gonna go and select this eraser tool. And also I think that this is too smooth, I want to make it a little bit harder. So when you choose eraser, make sure to go and make hardness 80%. So you can just click here, boom, and make hardness 80%. And now you can just go and start erasing this a little bit like that. Next step is to select our layer, go to opacity, and then you can just click and make opacity around 50%. And you can just click on the layer, on the shadow, and click and drag it with the move tool. As you can see, I'm just clicking and dragging the layer. So I see this thing here and I don't really like it. I feel like it's not really natural, and for that reason I'm gonna select the eraser tool again, and I will try to reshape it. So as you can see, I'm again deleting some stuff. And now when you're done, you clearly see that this is not smooth enough. It needs to be a little bit blurrier, I would say. So that's why we select this layer. We go to filter, we go to blue, and we go to Gaussian blur. And boom, now we can just use the blur in order to make it more, less, and so on. And yeah, this should be fine, I guess. 0.4 is okay, and let's just click that OK button. As you can see, it's really smooth and it looks good. Okay, so now when you're done with shadow, I give you another chance to guess what we are going to do next. You have 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I tricked you again. It was only 3 seconds. So now we're going to draw the eyes with blue color. You didn't guess it right. I'm sure you thought that we're going to create this background, but no. I'm sure you saw that we're going to create this colorful background, right? For that reason, we just go and create a new layer. And now I just select again my brush tool, I make my brush smaller. And now when I have my brush tool selected, I actually want to take the color from here. So basically I'm gonna choose the eyedropper tool, and you can do that by holding I, because it's eyedropper, and I know that the word eyedropper starts with E, not I, but for some reason in Photoshop eyedropper tool hotkey is I. So you just hold I, and as you can see, when you hold I, you also get this eyedropper tool here, and we can just go and click and drag, boom, and as you can see we have here this majestic color. And I can just take my brush tool and I can start coloring is with that color. And yeah, when you do that, make sure you have opacity 100% and full 100%. Okay, I'm just gonna speed up this process. And now when you're done with that, we're gonna go and turn our layer from stupid to smart. So we just click right button on the layer, and then we go to convert to smart object. And the reason we're actually doing that, because just in case you don't know why, because these filters, they're called smart filters, and the best way to use them is actually to use them on a smart layer, because if we would use them just on a normal layer, then we couldn't go back and we couldn't change it. But now, for example, if I go and select any filter, I can go anytime to my layer and I can just delete it. So right now, as you can see here, the rectangle, we added noise here, and we see that add noise filter here. I can turn it off anytime, I can click double on it to change it anytime, I can delete it. But if this wasn't a smart layer, then I couldn't do that. I would just apply some filter to it and it would be forever. So I hope you got what I mean. It's important to make sure it's smart. We go to filter, we go to add noise, add noise, just like always. And then we just start adding a little bit of noise, just a little bitty. Yeah, like that. This should be fine. Let's just click that sweet OK button. And now, my friends, I will show you why attention to details is so important. Look here, just have a look here, okay? Just look. If you look at this image, you see that here we have bluish, but here just on the edge we have a little bit of green, and this actually makes this so much better. Even you don't see that the first time, but when you look at the overall artwork, this plays a big role. So for example, here, as you can see, it's a little bit greenish here and it's blue here, and that's what we're gonna do right now. So we see this layer here, that's our layer with the eye colors, right? Because it's a smart object right now, we can't really edit it here. For that reason, we actually need to open it. So if we just go here to the thumbnail and we just click double on it, so just think, just double tick, as you can see now, it has opened another layer here automatically, and now we can just zoom in, and this is actually what we draw, and now we can change it. So for example, now again I select my brush tool, I go to colors, I just click here, and now I want to choose a little bit of greenish color like that, and you can just copy my code here, the color code, click OK, make brush a little bit bigger, make sure your hardness is on 0. But here's the problem, I need to draw only on the colors here, because if I draw anywhere here, for example, then it's gonna appear on that image as face. So basically that means if I draw here, it's gonna appear between her eyes, so anywhere on her nose, and we don't want that, because she has a beautiful nose and we don't want to make it look bad, right? For that reason, we're actually gonna go here, we're gonna hold Ctrl or Command, and when you hold Ctrl or Command, you click and you get this kind of icon with that square here, and you just now you have to click on the layer, boom. So now what you see what happened, because we hold Ctrl or Command and we click on our layer, we get these things selected. As you can see, now we have this selection here. So basically it automatically selects everything that is on there, and now we can go here and just click create mask, boom, and now we have a mask here, and this basically means that now if I draw here, it's gonna draw only inside the mask, so basically only on the colors. So again, as you can see, I go and select my layer, not the mask but the layer, that's very important, and now I can start drawing, and now no matter how much I draw, it will not go beyond the eyes. This was a little bit difficult to understand, maybe, so if you have any problems with understanding that, just make sure to go back a little bit, okay? You can just go back a little bit and rewatch this part, and yeah. So as you can see, I made it a little bit greenish and it looks just good, it looks magnificent. And the same applies to the second eye as well, here a little bit greenish. And when we have done that, look at that. So now when we have done that, as you can see here, we have this kind of star. This means that this is not saved, okay? In order to make sure that this actually shows on the original project, we need to save it. You guessed it, if that was your guess, of course. And for that reason, you can just go to File and Save, or you can just click Ctrl or Command plus S, which is the hotkey. Boom. And as you can see, boom, we have this greenish just little tone here, and it looks nice. I mean, it's much better than what it was before. It's a small thing, but it makes everything so much better. And now, my friends, this is gonna shock you, and maybe you will want to kill yourself after that, but we need to draw the shadow again, and I mean here, okay, because we also need to have shadow here. So if you look at the original artwork, we also have shadow here as well, and this makes it much better. So again, we just take our brush tool and just have the same parameter. Just make sure to have the same parameters like I have here. But before you do that, of course, make sure you create a new empty layer and make sure it's behind the face. Okay, so make sure it's below the face. Yeah, that's the word, below. So as you can see, face is here and our layer is here. This basically means that the shadow will not appear on the face. It will appear only on this edge here. As you can see, I'm drawing. It's just hard to see the brush, but my brush is here somewhere. As you can see, I'm drawing, and that's what we did. As you can see, it looks nice. And now this will blow your mind. We need to create a new layer. Boom. And now on this layer, we're going to use this layer to draw on her face. And the reason I did that, because the shadow that is on the edge and the shadow that is on her face, they need to be a little bit different. That's why I couldn't draw them on the same layer, because they need to be different. And very important thing, before I start drawing, actually, I will go to this mask and I will actually select this face here. So when I draw only on the face. I go to this mask here, I hold Ctrl or Command, and then I just click on the mask, boom. As you can see, we have the selections, which means that we will draw only inside the selection, and Photoshop will not allow us to go beyond the selection, even if you want to really hard. Even if you try, even if you keep all night, all day here drawing somewhere else, it will not work, guys. It will not work. It's gonna work only inside the selection. So, and as you can see, I'm just drawing my shadow, boom, boom, boom. And again, I'm just gonna speed up this process, probably. And guess what we're gonna do now? You guessed it right. We're gonna turn it from stupid to smart again. So again, click right button, go to convert to smart object, go to filter, go to blur, and go to Gaussian blur. Whew. And yeah, make sure it's around 8 pixels. And that basically means that now it's actually, as you can see, much smoother. Okay, so it's 12.5, and let's just click OK. And now, guys, as you can see, what do you think we're gonna do next? Come on, I give you 5 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. I tricked you again. How can you be so stupid? Like, sorry. So so this actually background here, I'm gonna use an image. So yeah, that's the image that I'm gonna use, and I will probably put a link on this one as well, or maybe not. If I will try to find it. But you can also try any other pattern. So you can just go to unsplash.com or pexels.com, and so you can just type in search texture, pattern, or anything. And now we can, when we have this here, we can just select that layer and we can go and choose different blending modes. And let's see what blending mode am I gonna choose. So interessante, even for me, because I don't remember. So yeah, I chose soft light, and now I need to make sure that it doesn't appear on the face. It needs to appear only on the background, and for that reason I'm gonna go and create a mask. As you can see, I selected this layer. I'm gonna delete all of these things with my brush tool, so manually basically. Make sure you have your mask selected, go to your brush tool, and I can just draw manually with black color on the mask here, in order to make sure that I delete this pattern from the face and from the body and so on. As you can see, I'm just doing it on my own. So guys, and now the only thing left, the last thing. Come on, guess what we're gonna do now. Okay, come on, this is your last chance to guess. This is the last quiz we are going to have here. So now we're actually going to add some noise to our pattern here, and again we're gonna select this image, and it's already a smart layer, because when we import anything into Photoshop, it's already smart, because Photoshop is also smart, unlike us, right? So we just select that layer, we go to filter, we go to noise, and we go to add noise, and then we just need to add some noise there. Just, yeah, this should be fine. Let's just click OK. So noise just gives the image some kind of magical feelings that I really love. I mean, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to add it, but I really like it. Here, as you can see, the colors are a little bit different. They are more vibrant. So I didn't record that part, unfortunately. I don't know why. Probably I stopped recording and then I edited more after that. But you can just go and add some vibrance, you know, and just pump up the vibrance to maximum, and most likely you're gonna have similar colors here as well. With that said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to check my website learnfromfred.com, because that's the only way I make sure that I don't die, right? That's the only way to make sure that I keep posting these YouTube videos and that I have something to eat, because that's my full-time job now. Oh man, what is wrong with my hair? So, but I really hope you enjoyed this, guys, and see you in the next video. And just like always, I will go back to Narnia. I love you. I will miss you. Maybe. Or maybe not. Who knows? Let me just stop this because I'm so tired. Oh my god, this recording was for 2 hours and I need to edit all of this.